Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking on this movie review. The fact that you guys are willing to sacrifice a few minutes out of your day to check out my content really means the world to me. You guys are the best and I really do appreciate it. So today we're going to be talking about a series that I've been really looking forward to, and that is Queen Sono. So guys, I just have to say, I'm very proud of this series, and the reason for that is that this is it's filmed in South Africa, which is just awesome. It's a South African production, and it is the first African Netflix original production as well, which is just so freaking cool. And if you guys know my channel, you know I love Netflix, and you know I'm very passionate about South Africa. So to see South Africa starting to take these steps and working with Netflix is just so incredibly awesome. And another thing, just on a personal note, is that a friend of mine, Lindo Langa, who I actually acted in some of his university films, he worked on this series as well, and that's just, it's so cool, and I'm so happy that this series is a thing, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And this is now my review on Queen Sono. So a very brief description, okay, let's just jump right into that. So Queen Sono follows Queen Sono, okay, and she is a highly trained South African undercover spy. Basically think of African female James Bond. That's pretty much what she is. And she's also the daughter of a revolutionary that everybody really looked up to and respected. So she really has this big shadow that she's standing in. But her mother was also murdered right in front of her when she was a little girl. So she's got this incredible trauma that she has to try and move on from. And so there's just all of that she has to deal with. And at the same time, she's got to try survive these incredibly tense situations, you know, as she's this espionage spy, awesome badass. And so she's got to just survive all of this, and the series is just about her and all of these flipping huge stories that are going on, and there's developments happening in the entire continent of Africa, and she has to try just save everyone pretty much. So guys, honestly, it's a very enjoyable series, and I'm going to be 100% honest, it was just good. I know I'm biased, and you know what, screw it, I'm biased. Awesome. If you're a South African, watch the show. And if you're not a South African, watch the show, okay? Just support it. I hope that the series is a success. Okay, so let's talk about the things I enjoyed. Performances, I thought were great around the board. There was not a single person where I was like, I don't know why you got the role. To be 100% honest, I thought all performances were great, which is absolutely awesome. And I just have to say, the thing I enjoyed the most in this series was definitely the cinematography. There is this one sequence, it's just absolutely stunning. It's just a flashback of Queen when she's young, and she's spending time with her mom, and there's just this perfect lighting, just a bunch of warm colors, but then there's also all of these bubbles. Her mom's busy blowing bubbles. And it's a combination of the camera angles and the bubbles and the lighting. It creates this really angelic, heavenly feel of just happiness and warmth. And I was just like, that is a beautiful shot. So I'm going to throw a screenshot up on now so that you guys can see what it looks like. But it was just stunning. And in the second episode, they just had this tracking shot. You just have these two characters discussing, you know, they're just discussing stuff. And they're busy walking around this house, and they're walking down the stairs, and they stand in front of a sunset. But the entire thing was just one long take. And it was just beautiful. The cinematography was great. I didn't even realize it was a long take until like the final bit. And I was like, wait, whoa. Has this been one long shot? And I went back and I rewatched it, and it's not like it's an overly complex shot or anything. It's just the camera moving backwards around this house, down the stairs. But I was so immersed in that discussion, and I think that's when you know that the cinematography was done well. It's when you can truly immerse yourself in the experience. So that was absolutely fantastic. At times, I feel like the script could get a little bit weird, and what I mean by that is it felt like the dialogue wasn't organic. Never once did I feel like the dialogue or the script was bad necessarily. There were just moments where I felt like that felt scripted a little bit. Probably the best example of that is when it came to profanity, especially in the first two episodes. I've got no problem with swearing in movies and series. I mean, like I love South Park, and they just swear all the time, okay? So it's not like I've got something against swearing. But there was something about this series, and I know a few other movies struggle with this, where it feels like they're swearing just to make something, to add emphasis into a sentence. Like there's this one time where the character's like, just go do this effing thing. And it's like, I don't know if the actors just aren't always comfortable swearing, or if the director was asking them to put too much emphasis on it. But they're having quite a neutral conversation, and they put so much emphasis on the swear word. They're like, frick! And it's like, that, it just, I know I'm seriously nitpicking, I know I am. But especially in the first 2 episodes, whenever they swore, I was kind of just like, it didn't feel organic is what I'm trying to get at. And I don't know if it was necessarily the script or the directing or what it was, but it just irked me for whatever reason. Okay, back to positives. Choreography, great. Some very creative fighting action sequences, which I really enjoyed. It was fun. The first few fights, there was this one scene where she picks this guy up by her leg and drops it down, like serious wrestling move. The wrestler in me loves that. I mean, you can't exactly see now. I've got wrestling Funko Pops. I've got a wrestling poster right here that I'm busy slapping. Wrestling posters there. So to see a flipping leg drop action move like that was flipping fun to watch. It was another thing I was going to mention. Just the fact that if you're South African, you're going to enjoy this series, okay? Because there's just, it's little things like in the exact same tracking shots I was telling you about, there's a no smoking sign, but it's one of those typical no smoke. I don't know how to describe it, but I've only ever seen it in South African restaurants before. And there it was. And that made me giddy, that made me smile, that made me laugh. And you'll get a lot of those where you just go, that's very South African, I like that. And so I think there's gonna be lots of those little moments where you go, oh, okay, that's cool. That's a lot of fun to see on Netflix. Guys, you can see, I had fun with this series, okay? It is fun. It can get a little bit too serious at times, personally, that's what I think. But it is a serious series. It tackles some very hectic themes. I think it was episode 3 that started with this church sequence, which I really enjoyed, but it had some very heavy-handed stuff to say with how the church deals with money. Talking about politics and religion and all of that sort of stuff. The series is definitely pushing this agenda of female empowerment. Not to the point of, October faction or anything like that, but you definitely get this feeling that they're pushing strong female characters, which is great. They're all written well and everything. So I've got no problem with that. But it's just, it feels weird at times because all of the male characters will feel incompetent in comparison to all of these strong, developed female characters. And I'm not saying don't have strong female characters. Please do not misunderstand me here. I'm just saying by the second episode, I could tell every female character is the strong character and will stand up for what she believes in. And the male characters will generally be the weaker, less competent characters. And that's just how the series played out. And you know what? They put women in front and center. So if that's something you're looking for, then you're going to get it in this series. So guys, that was just my review. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. Give this video a like. Comment down below if you've watched this series, if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, why? And I'll see you guys in the next review. Check you later.
Hey guys, my name is Lindo Langa. I was second unit director on Queen Sono, and yeah, a lot of people worked super hard on the show. I hope you guys dig it. I hope everyone watches it at home. Shout out to Caleb Jansen for the review. I really appreciate it. Love his channel. And yeah, guys, let's tweet about the show. Let's watch it. Let's get your opinions out there. It's a really cool, beautiful show. A lot of people worked super hard, and yeah, I hope people dig it. Cool.